Welcome to the 95th episode of Breaker Debates. I almost forgot the name for a second.
96.
Debates.
It's 95. Oh, and in this great and epic video, we will be discussing the great battle between the three most iconic horror
You
figures.
should have said. In this corner, weighing in at, come on,
230 pounds, 6'8", lowest hockey mask, utilities. It's Jason Voorhees.
Can't tell if he's alive or not. Jason Voorhees.
And in the other corner, suffering from burns, scars, and a big blade full of knives for a hand, and has a fashion sense for sweaters and hats. Oh, who could it be but Freddy?
And in the final corner, we have the janitor. That's not the janitor. Oh, our third contestant. Really quiet, really tall, and really creepy, who wields a knife and has this awesome, creepy mask on. Michael Myers. They just like look at him, just.
Oh my God, it's Jason!
It's like Freddy's like, yeah. And then Jason like pulls up his machete like this, and then Michael just silent.
Just stabs everybody. Mike just goes and stabs the audience.
Oh,
I'm sorry, was I on TV? My bad.
Yeah.
Get that knife out.
We are going to be doing a versus video about the most iconic horror figures in film history. The
Modern film history.
Yeah, modern.
Because we have our classic movie monsters. These would be our more modernized monsters of the time.
We have the lead characters of A Nightmare on Elm Street, which is Freddy Krueger, Friday the 13th, which is Jason Voorhees, and Halloween, which is Michael Myers. Now, we'll be going down a list comparing just so many, and not just the characters themselves. We are going to be comparing the franchises as well. Some of us, now we have not all seen all of the movies. We all haven't seen all of the franchises.
I have.
What?
She has. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to do this.
I think MademB is going to be talking more on this discussion than us.
Yes. All right. Hands down, I want to know, who are y'all absolute favorite?
I like Freddy.
I like Jason.
See, why did it have to be a favorite? I told you which one, if I would be more scared of, it would be Michael.
We can go with scared. I mean, she'll just say Michael then.
No, we can't do that. I think
we got one each. We're all good.
Okay, yeah, we all repping each team. Michael just making his way across the thing towards the announcer.
Team Michael.
Cut. You don't need to
It's
hold a steak knife in your forehead.
Like Freddy is over here messing with Jason, and then you got the announcer saying what's going on, and then Michael's sneaking up on the announcer.
Stab him in the back.
Michael, you're supposed to be back in the ring. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead, and we've already just said, which one we pretty much prefer, because I'm quite sure that we all like. And I know Ken said he hasn't seen Friday the 13th or Halloween, but he has done a lot of reading up on it.
Yep.
So that's good in my book. Okay, then, as far as the origin story based around those separate characters, which one do you think is the most interesting?
Interesting or tragic?
Just give me your basic thoughts about which one you think, because all of them kind of have like really messed up origins. But as far as like interesting, because they're all pretty tragic in one way or another. But which one do you think is the most interesting of the three?
I think Freddy's is actually the more interesting one.
Yeah, he is more interesting. I mean, he was what? He was an evil little kid because of, from his movies. So what did he do? He sold sold his soul to a demon or whatever? Is that how it happened?
His was the product of, I'm trying to go back and remember here, and I don't want to say it wrong, so hang on. I want to make sure I got this right. His came from what happened to his mom.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. Come on, where's it at? She was basically, he was created by. His mom was it a nun? Hang on, I may have a couple of different. Was a nun who worked in a mental hospital.
Yeah, it was
caring for inmates.
Call it son of a bastard maniac of how many?
Was the son of a
bastard son of 100 maniacs.
Yeah.
She was gang raped in a thing.
That was a poorly constructed place. She was like the only worker there. But anyways, I think that's an interesting. I think he does have an interesting story.
But like about how he became.
Just straight up.
That's where he started. But he started.
I know how he started. Okay.
It's all of them. Origins are kind of inconsistent, and plus they're never actually like explained. It's like I would love to have seen how Krueger. How should I say this? I don't think they should have told like how he became like that. I think it was great that he got killed in the fire, and then he just came back. And I think that's one of the few. I think he's one of the few, like as far as the origin about how he became like that. They shouldn't have explored because it's kind of a stretch.
Yeah, because you throw a whole bunch of different things in. Like he had an alcoholic, abusive stepfather. He teaches him how to torture animals and inflict pain. Eventually, Freddy kills him and then becomes a serial killer. And then he, ends up getting married and has a daughter. And turns out he starts killing off people. And then she finally, sets his ass on fire and burns him down. And he makes the deal with the demon, which is what you were saying earlier, MademB.
That's the thing.
To give him immortality. It's just, there's just a whole lot of stuff. And I think they could have just left him just mysterious.
No, I could
they could have mentioned the
as far as like all of that, his upbringing, okay, I could get behind that because it happens. People do that. The demon thing is what got me. I'm like, that's kind of a stretch. I would have liked him just stayed as a specter that got killed and he just come back killing kids.
Okay, but he had a family, but all the while he was still killing kids.
And that's why I say series, all of the series are inconsistent. Because there's so many new things added to each one of them.
Or every movie they added a little bit of piece of the puzzle.
But I don't think they did it like fully because in none of the other movies they ever established, in 7 movies that ever established he had a family. And
except for
the final one.
Yeah.
Kind of like in Jason. They did the same thing with Jason. With Jason Goes to Hell. After all these movies, you find out he has a cousin. Sister? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a sister.
That was a messed up how they put it.
Yeah. Kind of like even with the Halloween series, they kind of did the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
But the one that kind of gets me is Michael Myers. He's the one that kind of I don't like buy. Sure,
he's the most average of the bunch.
Like I don't even see him as average. Just like why? Like with Jason, you can understand why he does the things he does. Freddy Krueger, you can understand why. Michael, he just does it. It's like why? What happened? If like what happened to you? Like why are you just like trying to kill your family off?
Don't like it.
I mean, it's an interesting premise, but it's like give us a reason why and a decent reason.
Well, he started as a young boy, so whatever happened between that is that a mystery? Besides, in one of the movies, what his mom did, that was one of them, and in one of them, I just seen he just killed his sister, like for what? And then his family came home.
Yeah,
and that was the first one, right?
That's when they
just in the original 1978, like way when.
Yeah.
He just killed her. Boom, dead.
Yeah, just for
that's
say why. Just says boom, dead.
That's the thing I don't buy. It's like you killing them. Why?
Just because.
I ain't got nothing better to do except wear a mask, wear a jumpsuit, and just going around stabbing family members.
That's how it goes.
And then it don't even really seem like I want to know, like, what is the range on this? Is he going for all of his family members or the most immediate? Like, I've never heard him go to Utah and stab a distant uncle or something.
Well, you just don't want to be in that family chain, is all that is. Be adopted, maybe that save you.
I don't know.
Whoever around the immediate family he goes after also. I don't. Maybe he wants to be the only one. Maybe there's a secret inheritance, and he wants to be the only one.
There could be only one. It's like a Highlander remake.
Boy. And Jason, I'm on the fence about Jason a little bit too because I buy his when he was alive and he was going around killing people. Like I bought that.
But then what's the excuse after he got rid of all of them?
Okay. He died as a little boy, right? Or was he dead?
I can
He was drowned.
I can understand.
Drowned as a kid.
Say he died, but I can understand how his mom was crazy anyway. How they could kind of flip it to where she thought he died, but he didn't die. He almost died, but he didn't die.
Okay, and
I can flip that. I can understand.
You know, she kept him hidden, and then she was the one doing the killing. Okay.
I could understand that, or even possibly he didn't die, whatever. He was hiding himself because after she died, what would he been doing? Living out there on his own. So you can kind of understand.
During that time, she found somebody and got pregnant with his sister.
Either that or before, which kind of would make sense before.
She was the older sister,
I would say, because it kind of would make sense. She was crazy.
Did it ever tell when Jason goes to hell?
I don't know. I just watched the review on Decker Shadow, and I was like, oh, yeah, they were related.
What a coincidence.
I don't like advertising other people's channels on my channel, but if y'all get a chance to check out Decker Shadow's reviews, check them out. They're hilarious. But we're not going back to Jason. It's like, okay, him becoming basically a superpowered zombie. Like, I'm still kind of on the fence about that. It's an interesting concept. I don't like how they did it.
Okay, well, how did they do it?
All it was a guy dug up his buried body.
You talking about the lightning?
Yeah, that's how he came back.
Okay, I know that's how he came back, but that's how he be able to regenerate and not die.
I don't necessarily think it's regenerating because he's dead. I think it's just he just takes. I just think he just takes blows.
Yeah, you shot me like 500 times, put an axe through my head, but I'm still good. I'm good.
Probably pretty, torn up by now.
Because if you watch the movies, he takes some serious blows where he should have died from, but he don't die.
Yeah.
He comes back.
He's already dead.
And even in the series, they say when he was alive, after he actually died, that they burned his body. Mm-hmm. But then the next movie, you find out he's buried.
Well, it says he was never actually cremated. He was just buried in a cemetery near Crystal Lake.
It was.
They went to destroy his body, and then, of course, the fence acts as a lightning rod, now bringing him back to life.
See, and that's one of the inconsistencies that kind of messes that up. So, out of all of them, as far as our origin story, I'd have to, and as far as like Freddy's, when it comes to his growing up, I think that it happens, but it's kind of like they went the extreme. They're like
a dream demon.
No, I'm talking about like the dad was hitting him on the shoulders with the belt and stuff. They went extreme with that, giving his wife the medicine, beating her against a tree. I'm like, wow, okay. I think out of all of them, the best origin story probably would be Jason. I mean, what do y'all think? What do you think about Freddy? Like I said, because like I said, with Michael's, it's not explained. It just happened. He just
was a psycho, and he moves really fast.
He could have snapped. I mean,
but they don't explain any of it. All it is that you know is he's right there, kills. That's it. Ain't nobody go up to him and say, "You big head little boy." stab. No, it was like,
you got some messed up looking eye. Come over here.
It's like movie starts, kid stands there, stab. That's it.
That's pretty much it. And if you're related, you just better haul ass and run.
Which they never actually say how he knows that the people are related to him.
But, I mean, he can drive. He'll find you. So.
Which I don't understand the driving bit because he has never drawn before. I remember when he broke out of the same. That dude took off in that car.
He got in that car and he
hauled ass. Ain't never seen no stuff like that.
It's all magical.
And with the series of Michael Myers, you can't really tell if he's supernatural or not because he does not get a chance. I mean, there are several instances where he should have died, but he don't die.
Or it's somebody else.
So, like I said, to me, as far as origin stories goes, Jason has the most solid one.
Okay, but what is Jason?
Like I said, I'm going by before the zombie part shows up. I would say
Solomon Grundy in disguise.
Yeah, but like I said, I'm gonna give it to him for his story before he died. He was a guy that lived out in the woods and killing people that basically got on what he thought was his property.
No.
And the reason why he was doing it because he seen an outsider kill his mom. So, like, I can get behind that. I mean, I don't say you should do it, but I'm just
okay. He's seen outsiders kill his mom, and he decided to go from there. Whoever got on his property, he killed, and all of that underneath is just a bodysuit. Now, not a bodysuit, but a bulletproof vest, and he had a bulletproof head. And
we'll get to his abilities and stuff later on. I'm just talking about like origin stories now. That's one that sticks out the most to me.
Okay, well, Michael could have just snapped.
So what do you think about that, Ken, as far as origin stories?
We got some really crazy, whacked out origin stories. Holy smoke. Yeah, Halloween's is simply stab and go. Freddy's is make a deal with a demon. And Jason's is I got zapped with lightning and came back. Wow. I think they're all messed up.
I would be leaning more towards Freddy only in this regard. When they redid his origin story. Because in the previous movies, he was just a killer. And they gave you a reason why he was a killer. But there are plenty of people that go through that and don't kill people. In the other one, he was a molester. It happens. And then he got killed because the kids told, and then he came back to kill those same kids. Okay, I can get behind that origin story of the character a little bit better. It's sick, but it's more believable.
We're all dealing with supernatural, weird folks anyway. Jason's probably got the more grounded one to begin with. And then, just your unexplained just happen to snap or whatever and kill your sister, and then after that you go after everybody in your family. To being one of the two origin stories for Krueger, they're all jacked up. They're all messed up in one form or fashion. The Halloween one to me though just really doesn't stick as it doesn't have any kind of creepy background. It's just like he stabbed his sister and that was it. No reason, no rhyme. It doesn't explain anything. There's nothing there. All these other ones have at least somewhat of a story or something to them. But Mike's just sticks out as a sore thumb. Like, okay.
In the
so what?
They tried to give him a backstory, and you could kind of see where he started to get the killing impulse from.
Is that the zombie remake?
Yeah. And I will give it to him because I heard somebody else complain about this. It is somewhat generic, but they said his mom was a stripper. His sister was a douchebag. Like, that did feel kind of generic. Now, that did feel more grounded, but it wasn't nothing special. So I will say, out of all of them, Jason still had probably the most.
Out of all of that, even though his mom was a stripper, his sister was an idiot or whatever, before all that, he still had the ability. He was killing little small animals, so there was something wrong with him.
He was psychotic.
He just snapped.
Okay. All right, let's go to the characters themselves. Which one do you think of all the characters you think is the coolest character? And all of them, I would say Freddy.
Freddy had the humor and the
personality.
Yeah, he had, Mike Myers, he doesn't talk. Jason doesn't talk. So Freddy wins that one real quick.
Yes, yeah. He has the most personality.
I mean, it's just, there's just, Jason is just pure, brutal power. Mm-hmm. That's it. You're dead. You see him, you are a goner. Even if you run 1,000 miles an hour, he's going to get you. Yeah. With a lawnmower or a axe or a flare or something, you're going to die a really bad day. Freddy, he's fun in games and crazy and gets into your head and messes with you. And he, he's got a sense of humor about him and personality. And then Mike's just, face mask, stab, stab, stab. Yeah. And kind of creeps you out a little bit because he looks like, just some bum standing over in a corner, Right. Freddy's got this one down with no problem at all. No problem at all.
All right.
They don't even really animate Jason really much to be even, humor, or I don't say humorous, but it's just cold-blooded killer. Just, zombie killing.
All right, we'll give this the round to Freddy Krueger on this.
Freddy wins.
Out of Jason,
got one. Freddy got one.
Out of Jason and Michael, who you think has more? I don't want to say creepier, but who has the more menacing, feel to him?
Jason.
I'm kind of on the fence, actually.
If I saw Mike Myers, I'd be like, mm-hmm. If I saw Jason, I'd be like, I'm out of here.
I'm like 6'8". What he wears, though. I mean, you walking along the street in broad daylight, and all of a sudden you see this creepy dude with a janitor suit and mask looking behind a tree. Yeah, I'm gonna run. Yeah, I reckon Michael is a little bit more, scarier to me just because of just how he stands. He's just looking at you.
He's very quiet. He's just as quiet as Jason.
Right, and all of a sudden he disappears. You look back, he's gone.
So I'm on the fence.
Next thing you know, he's in front of you.
I'm on the fence.
Physically, the Jason character would be the most intimidating to me. I just, he's a big boy. Hockey mask, machete. Tends to be a little scary.
Okay, all right then.
I mean, that would be me. I mean, I've run into people about that size, but they didn't have the hockey mask.
I'm still on the fence because I couldn't be like, look, I handle either one of y'all. No, it's like I'm out of here. Both of them.
I mean, and both would cause me to, not be present for their, movement. Yeah, I see somebody standing on the corner wearing a jumpsuit and a white mask. Yeah, I'm gonna have to kind of question that. But when somebody's 6'8", 240, rotten, stinky flesh, and that really causes me not to want to be there. What's that? It's Jason. Time to
go. All right. In terms of their design, who has the most unique design? Or if you want to go with, we could say memorable.
I think Jason sticks in my head. Yeah, I think Jason sticks in my head more than anything.
I kind of want to say, I think Michael. Was unique or memorable?
Oh, okay. You can put on a janitor's outfit and a mask.
But go back to that other one. Look how it looked.
Which one? This one?
Yeah. Look at that. I ain't mess with that boy. That boy looked like Jason. Oh, dirty suit and everything.
This is Michael.
Yes. I'm saying look at his suit and everything. Look how he built. That boy looked like Jason.
I mean, it's dirty. I mean, it's like, hey, I'm just getting home from work.
I think, like I said, I like Freddy's design. I like Jason's design. I think Michael Myers actually has the most iconic, most memorable. It's simple, but it's like, and this is what makes it because it's so simple. Okay. That's okay. Michael got it for me. Okay, I'm with Mike on this one.
You know that's not his real hair. It comes with the mask.
I know. Yeah, okay.
That's awesome.
What about you? Y'all both said Jason, right?
I'm more memorable for Jason.
I can kind of stick with Jason. Yeah.
Okay. All right. We will say
for Jason.
All right. What about in terms of abilities? I gotta drop Mike for this one. I gotta drop him. It's out of Freddy. Freddy got cool abilities. I want to say Jason has the most consistent, because, like we said, he's like Solomon Grande. He's basically at this point a superpowered zombie.
Right. So I mean, what all can he do?
Kill
Jason.
He can. I'm not gonna say regenerate because he's dead.
He can use power tools.
I'll say he has high endurance, super strength. Been clarified through what I've read that he can teleport.
He can.
What?
Remember, it's been several times he's done some like teleportation. Like he'll be way back there, then he'll be in front of.
I mean, yeah, okay.
Remember, Jason Takes Manhattan. That dude ran into that building.
Yeah. And
it's because Jason was behind. He ran into the building, and the shot was still there. The shot didn't move. As soon as he ran into the building, a second later, the dude got thrown through the window. Jason teleported inside.
Okay.
Several movies he's done that.
How do you like me now? All right.
So okay, that's teleport. Okay.
Remember how man was talking about getting game? Mm-hmm. That's one of his abilities in the game, to teleport.
Okay, so Jason just all out now. Okay.
And then of course you got Freddy Krueger, who's probably got the most diverse. Who has the most diverse of abilities?
Kill your dreams. I mean,
he gets you in your sleep, and your sleep and your dreams has unlimited anything, so you can do whatever you want.
Also, influence you he can influence the real world too.
Yeah,
that was much later, though.
Much later, and then they end up saying he can take over people's bodies and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, and whatchamacallit? What was it? 3? That boy.
Which boy is a boy? No, all of them.
Oh, hush. After Nancy.
More specific.
It was 2. 2, and then when they were all in the loony bin.
Yeah, that was 3.
The asylum, that was 3.
So okay.
Made a guy walk like a marionette, and then cut the lines and made him fall.
Yeah. What was it in what was the final Freddy Krueger movie? When it was like a TV show. He picked the Nancy character, went to go get her son. And then the son was about to cross the highway, and you can literally see Freddy Krueger pick her son up.
Oh yeah. Wes Craven's New Nightmare.
Mm-hmm. I didn't like that movie, but
why not?
Because it wasn't no build up. That was one of the things that got on my nerves. It was like from right out the bat, she was afraid of Freddy Krueger. I'm like, why? Your whole career was built up over the Nightmare on Elm Street. Why are you afraid of Krueger?
I mean, I'm starting to think in real life she really was. She was playing herself in that movie.
And that's what bothered me. Now I can understand if you capitalize off the Krueger name to make your career.
She got too deep in there.
And then within 20 minutes of the movie, stuff starts happening. Then you start developing it. No, she developed it right off the bat and all. I was like, wow. And then the whole thing with Wes Craven was in the movie talking about evil.
Evil never dies.
Yeah, and evil found his way into the Nightmare on Elm Street scripts. And I was like, come on. Even Robert Englund was painting crew. I don't know, it was some prophetic thing. I was like, okay, I can't get with this. Now I did love the story where Nancy was trying to protect her son. I did like that. Mm-hmm. But everything else about the movie I didn't like, especially my husband who got killed off in the first 5 movies, moments of the movie, whatever.
That was sad.
But enough of my ranting. So as far as abilities go, we will say Freddy Krueger takes this one.
Yep.
Right. Okay. And we could say something about Michael, but nobody could technically tell me if Michael's actually immortal or not, even though he keeps coming back.
He's one tough cookie, but there's nothing that really covers him as, you know, having any unique abilities. He just happens.
I mean, or we think, you know, he's the master of disguise. He can take off his mask and put it on somebody else's face and dress as a policeman or something.
And I keep saying that, like, people keep like, what was one movie where he got shot up like 50 times and then somebody found his body and nursed him back to health? Like, you can't do that eight times. I mean, 6 or 7 times. You can't do that. It's not.
That was the one that they actually called him and took him to jail.
Yeah, the guy in black set him free.
Yeah, I'm like.
And then one of them, he supposedly burned to death. Cause that's how the old man that was trying to stop him.
Yeah,
that's how he got burned.
So,
well, maybe Mike Myers isn't really Mike Myers. It's just a cult. They're all like. It's just different persons taking on the persona of Mike Myers and just carrying it. That's why he never says anything or does anything. It's just old one gets mowed off, new one takes over.
Like, that would be a great twist to that story.
Yeah, because you think, why would a mysterious man in black come and set this serial killer free?
Oh, it was a cult, but
okay,
like Ken just said, makes sense. If every movie wasn't just Michael. It was somebody else picking up the persona and keeping it going, and you wouldn't be able to tell.
No, man,
no.
Okay,
well, so okay. Like there was a thing right here. It says, you know, Michael being shot 6 times and disappearing from the ground outside the house. It was meant to terrify the imagination of the audience, try to keep the audience guessing who was Michael Myers. Is he gone or everywhere at the same time? Is he more than human? Is he supernatural? Nobody knows. It was meant to kind of throw it out there. To make you think, but something that would be very interesting is, you know, hey, is it just a group of people doing it? Just sheds the mask and somebody else takes over the reins. In fact, actually, somebody just said that right here. Just
interesting.
somebody threw that out here right here. It says, is that actually the, you know, what's the story? Is it one person or, excuse me, many persons? That would be an interesting twist if they ever, did it to the series. Or did it in one of the movies? Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the. I'm not sure if I should say cast or characters, but I'll say characters from that. Which series had the most memorable characters?
Well, Jason pretty much just kills everybody, and they don't have enough time to develop anything. They just die.
True.
And Nightmare on Elm Street, you actually have a recurring few characters.
Yeah, I mean,
that still come back.
It's between Nightmare on Elm Street and Halloween.
Yeah, and then Halloween, you know,
you have
the immediate family that's still alive.
What's the girl's name that he's always Jamie Lee Curtis character?
Yeah,
and Dr. Loomis. And those two are pretty iconic. Now you have Nancy from
Elm Street.
But who else do we have? And I guess you could say Robert Englund too.
Alice.
Who's Alice? Oh, you talking about the Dream Warrior, Dream Child?
She got in 2 movies. Goodness, really?
I would say I'm on the fence. It's between Michael and Freddy on this one.
I don't think any really stand out above the other. I mean, we have 1 or 2 core characters that we see in each movie, whether they're played by the same character or played by another actor as the character. But, you know, nobody jumps out and says, hey, I don't think there's a really good, you know, you have more memorable deaths with Friday the 13th than anything. So I'm going to say it'd be a tie between these two.
Okay, I'll go with the tie too.
I can't, no one really jumps out to screams anything. And even in the remakes and reboots, they're still about the same.
The only person in the reboot of Halloween that I actually liked was, what was the guy that played the police officer? Because he played Chucky.
Okay.
That guy. I like his character. And his character was in both of the reboots.
Man, we should have thrown Chucky in this too.
And it's here just convoluted. Oh, but I do have an idea where I want to go with Chucky on this too. So Chucky gonna get his time too.
Another show.
All right, then casting. Which series has the best casting? Friday 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street. I did like Robert Englund, and I did like Jackie Earl Haley. I can't remember the woman that plays Nancy.
Heather Langenkamp.
Yeah, I liked her in all the other movies. I didn't like her in the last one, but
I mean,
and then who the guy you said that played Jason? Who you said you liked the most?
Kane Hodder.
There you go. As far as casting for Friday the 13th, I can't really think of any like memorable cast.
You just got a big dude with a hockey mask.
Right, he killed him all. He even killed the cameraman.
I got some.
They all died. I mean, come on. They had like 5 minutes to live, you know?
What was the black dude that was in the bathroom?
Come on now. Okay.
The one that got stabbed while he was in
You have to be honest.
in the outhouse.
You talking about Michael Myers fixing these up.
No, Friday the 13th, he died in the outhouse because he was talking to his girlfriend died first.
Oh, you talking about memorable deaths or characters?
Character. I'm trying to get his name. I can't remember.
Okay, I know who you're talking about.
That part was funny. As far as casting, yes, I can't really think of too many people from the Friday the 13th.
I mean, Jason literally he just killed. He didn't say, he didn't play with him a little bit. Freddy at least did play with him a little bit, give him a little scared, let him have some screen time. But Jason, he was like, yeah, he's in the outhouse. Stab. Yep.
Stab. All right, and then like I said, Halloween has some sweet characters. The guy that played Dr. Loomis, can't remember the freaking guy's name. Jamie Lee Curtis, the guy that plays Chucky. Like I like those characters. Of course, like you said, Friday the 13th, they had some. You got Johnny Depp in his youth.
Really?
You had Kevin Bacon in Friday the 13th in his youth.
And who?
Kevin Bacon.
Friday.
7 layers of bacon, people. 7 layers.
Yeah, he died in the first movie.
Okay, then. Stab.
He's the one that said, over here.
Okay.
I guess me personally, I don't know. Again, it's with the casting that memorable. And if you want to go the extra length, we could take into consideration Freddy versus Jason.
Yeah. Okay. If you would have said that, I mean, at least they did play with him a little bit. Give him a little time to like run on screen and stuff.
I'm just talking about like general casting.
You talking about big name stars?
Yeah, not big name stars, but some well known.
Okay, you said that.
That's what casting means.
I'm thinking you just like stab. No, I don't have time to do 5 minutes.
That's characters.
Okay, stab.
Will you put that knife away?
I sharpened it. What are you doing with that?
I don't. Like I said, as far as casting, I guess I would go with Halloween, and I'm including the reboots too. You could say in the Friday the 13th reboot, you had the guy from Supernatural, which I thought he did a pretty good job, and that Chinese guy, I can't remember his name. But he was a bit of a fun. He had fun on that too. And he's been in some other movies too, but I can't really think of him.
Then you're gonna say Busta Rhymes and
Busta Rhymes, worst actor. In fact, yeah, Halloween had LL Cool J in it too.
Yeah, Halloween H2O.
Okay. Well, Halloween then got his slot.
Okay, but he got stabbed. But
he didn't. Yeah,
I know he lived, but he still got stabbed.
And then Busta Rhymes did 2 things nobody else has done in the Halloween series. One, he cussed out Michael Myers and lived. That was hilarious. Ken, when you get a chance, watch that. That was hilarious. And then 2, he actually fought Michael Myers.
Yeah, he took him down when he ran at him, didn't he?
Yeah, he fought him. All that stuff was unnecessary. They were doing like martial arts, but that was unnecessary. But he actually fought him. He got his butt kicked.
Yeah, Michael Myers kind of stumbled, but
I'm telling you, kid, when you get a chance to watch that, that was hilarious. Halloween just took it. Sorry. Halloween just took it.
Find a snippet of that.
All right, we'll move on from the casting. We'll go to the movies. Which one has the better set of movies? And I'm on the fence with this because to me,
get off the fence.
I'm sorry because I'm being fair. Like I like them, but I got to be fair. All of them are inconsistent. That's my biggest issue with them. They're all every series is inconsistent. Whatever happens in one movie, those rules don't apply in the next movie. There are new elements that are introduced, but the other movies don't support it. If the character designs change, I ain't got a problem with character designs change or anything like that. But it's like, because remember we was watching the Jason movies. What did I kept complaining about? They were repetition. They kept doing the same thing, and they were inconsistent.
Okay, but he was running in one. They didn't like him running, so they got him to start walking.
I love that run. That run was good.
Walk real fast with a machete.
And it's a cold day in hell when your audience actually wants to see the victims get themselves killed rather than have the killer kill them. Because most of the time people die in Jason movies is usually because they get themselves killed doing dumb stuff. If you're running, they tripping and stuff. But anyway, that's my biggest issue with all of the movies. It's just every one of them, every series, they're so inconsistent.
Well, each one also tries to kind of reboot themselves. I mean, the only one that really never, I don't say try to reboot, but no, actually they all re-imaged each other kind of in a way, because you had, Friday the 13th tried to spiff it up a little bit at one point, change things and change how the movies went. You had the Nightmare on Elm Street had a reboot, sort of. Not really a reboot, but I guess it was more of a re-imaging. And then, you had a different director, different setup for your Mike Myers and Halloween movie style. So, each of them has had a consistent reboot, trying to put more life back into an aging series.
And I can get behind. Like, think about it. Every time Freddy Krueger comes back, he comes back in a different way. When Jason comes back, he always comes back in a different way.
He looks different too.
Yeah,
Jason's actually probably the one that's changed the most.
People have played him.
And
Jason, more build, muscle.
And then
different styles, different. You got the mask is generally the mask is kind of stay the same, but the physical prowess of the Jason has changed several times.
Yeah, which
in fact, even his face what's under the mask has changed significantly too.
Yeah. As far as like his outward appearance, I don't have a problem with those changes. I think the most badass one was when he came back the first time from the dead, when they actually brought him back from death. He had that jumpsuit on. Remember, he killed those guys that were playing paintball. Like, I think that one was the most badass. Even though I do like this one that we're looking at here on Freddy vs. Jason.
Yeah, I don't like when they say that Jason has seen as a sympathetic character. That was the reboot, wasn't it?
Character built out of tragedy.
The last one, he kidnapped the girl but didn't kill her.
I can understand that because they played that same angle before.
Because she looked like his mom, but
Jason ain't evil for the sake of being evil because he truly is a tragic character. So I could get behind what they did with that. Where they made
Freddy was an evil character to begin with, and he's just paying a price for his criminal activity and the devilish, hellish things he did. His problem is he just likes stabbing people.
Yeah.
Because there's no fundamental background of why. He just does.
And like I said, as far as these franchises, I'm on the fence about which one has the best movies. They all are slashers. They have little interesting stories. They have, interesting villains, but there's like, I don't know. Like, I'm on the fence. I'm on the fence. I'm just playing it fair. To me, it's like, it is what it is. I try not to say that phrase.
Just slaughter them all. We don't care if you use a chainsaw, a machete, or a steak knife. It's all good. Whether you're super fast or can teleport or, walking zombie, you're all right. You're good to go. Real world or dream world, it's just fine.
Yeah.
All right. We'll go to the last question. I mean, the last subject. The evolution of the characters. Which one do you think actually which character do you think has evolved the most?
I'm throwing Halloween out of that one. There ain't no evolution there at all.
I give it to Jason. Jason is the one I believe evolved the most.
I'm going to probably say Jason too, because they've also tried to go outside the box. He had that, Jason X or Jason Goes to Space or whatever that one was.
Yeah. When he went to Manhattan, so he's been taking trips.
Yeah, he has been moving around. I mean, he's not just in the dream world. I mean, he's got things to do, people to kill. It's
I would say we should grade him on kill count, but Jason took that when he destroyed that space station.
Shoot,
I just think that space station.
Yeah, well, there wasn't that many. It wasn't a space station. It was what was that?
It was a colony, like an actual colony. Yeah,
I thought it was just a bunch of kids that were studying. I don't think they ever made it back, did they?
It's been somebody was supposed to come.
It was a guy. It was a guy that was driving. Jason killed that guy. So the ship literally drove through the blew up.
Oh yes. It's been a while since I've seen that movie. That's probably one of the only Friday the 13th I'll even say that I've actually even seen part of. Because it just happened to be on, and I was like, okay, all right, I'll give it a shot. It's science fiction-y now, so I might watch it.
So I think that's it. I don't remember who actually came out on top.
I think actually in raw power, I think Friday the 13th actually took most of it, with Nightmare on Elm Street coming in second, and of course, that other movie in third.
Okay.
I think Jason. I think Jason took most of the categories. I mean, it wasn't.
I can get that. I should have went with theme too. Jason does have the most memorable score.
Oh yeah, you can't miss that.
But Halloween is kind of.
Yeah, she got it. Okay,
I'm sitting there trying to remember.
She found another tie.
I didn't do it right, but
yes, that's I guess that's the end of the video. We're coming up on it now.
Ask a question before we end.
Okay, we got our final thoughts. Go ahead, MademB.
Okay. If you were friends with one of these, who would you choose to fight along? Who would you pick to fight alongside you? Until out there. Everything we just said, who would you pick to fight alongside you?
If I want pure brutal power, it's going to be Jason.
The thing about it is,
he can teleport and take them all out.
But I'm just saying, if y'all were partnering up, man, come on now.
All right, Jason's going to your partner is going to be my arm right there. That's it. I guess Jason. I'd say Jason.
Yeah, Jason would be the powerhouse I would stick with.
Just because I like to laugh. Freddy keep you laughing, and then he was like, "Oh, okay." He's like, "What? You're 6 o'clock."
Oh my bad. Whoops.
I'm like,
paper cut.
Yeah,
we're on the same team.
I probably get Freddy, add some conversation and You know, I mean, Freddy, I don't.
So what do you think?
Wait till he goes.
All right, go get him.
That's one of those things where you have like a montage or something with you training with your partner, and you throw the ball to Jason, and Jason throw the ball back to you and knock him off your feet like a couple of feet.
No, it just hits him. It just hits him and falls to the ground. He didn't even move.
Or you be like, hey,
yeah.
Hey, Mike, you mind going over there and getting my frisbee? Walk over there and stab somebody. You gotta.
Or Jason's out using power tools out in the lawn. Swings by and takes out a couple people at the same time. Kind of riding lawnmower chasing people.
It's like I'm using a power drill on some wood, and then camera pans over there to Jason. He's using a power drill on somebody.
Yeah, right. And everybody's just smiling, waving at each other.
Oh man, that's a good skit.
Giving a thumbs up.
You good, Jason?
I didn't even know an orbital grinder could do that. You're amazing.
Oh man. Oh, that's funny. But we're gonna end it here, guys. We're gonna end it here. We had a great conversation comparing these three icons. It was funny, it was insightful, and had a great time. I thank both of y'all for joining me once again on another edition of Breaking the Baits. In the comments, I would say conversation. In the comment section below, guys, let us know who you thought actually won the debate, this conversation. Who are your absolute favorites? Who are the one the least likely that you like? Also, be sure to hit that like, subscribe, share button, as well as that notification button to get the best of what's going on our channel. And we will see y'all next time. Narik, Chase, and the crew are heading out.